welcome back to my studio. I hope you're having a good day. We're gonna have some more fun with that hide and reveal. I'm trying it on a slightly different shaped canvas. It's actually wood. And we're gonna have a little fun, and we're gonna change up the colors a bit too. So let's go down to the canvas and I'll tell you what we're doing today. Okay, today we're going to work on a wood cradle board. This just has a fun shape to it, so I like this shape. It's a little different. Not that square or round that we're always dealing with, so it adds a little fun to it. We're going to use our Sherwin Agreeable Gray as our base coat. For our cell activators, we're going to use the titanium white and the Amsterdam light gold mixed with the Golden's quinacridone nickel azo gold for our cell activators. And we're going to change it up for our top coat. Instead of the Prussian blue, we are going with dioxazine purple. Something nice and dark and fun. Actually, no, I'm sorry, that's not Diox Purple. That is permanent blue violet, which I usually use as my cell activator, but I made that into a top coat. That's right, I changed my mind on that. For our colors, I've mixed up some new colors and we're going to have a little fun. So in eye candy, I have added electric blue and magma magenta. And then from before, I've got the 14K Nugget gold and the Kamenbodukai by eye candy. I also have by TLP, I've got Funk and Zeus. And then I have some leftover Prussian blue, which we're using as the top coat in the previous two. So we're going to throw that in as a color this time down below. So we're going to have a little fun. Now, because this is wood, we do want to make sure that we get the entire wood surface coated at the beginning, only because wood is worse than canvas at stopping things from moving. So the first thing I want to do is just get on here and get messy and make sure we get a little paint everywhere, get all that wood wet. Again, when you put your colors down, you don't want them to all be... Some people like to put big solid blocks of each of their colors, and that works fine. I just like to have gaps and spaces so that the colors all sort of pop through each other easier. And you're not having colors sort of making other colors completely covered up and unavailable to pop through. I think all the colors come through better if you sort of give them all a chance. And lots of sparkle, because everybody likes a little bling. All right, I'll make sure everything's out of the splash zone. And let's put that top coat on. So again, like I said, we're doing some beautiful permanent blue violet. This is Amsterdam permanent blue violet. Oh, I love that color. We're just gonna lay that over top here. Yeah, it's already pouring off the sides, so we got way too much paint on here. All right, let's get some palette work in before I, have paint everywhere before we even get started. I think we're good here. I don't want to go too much thinner because it's starting to break up funny on the top here. So I think we're going to let that be. I'm going to take this off and clean it up a bit, and then we'll give you a little flyover. Okay, so we're going to do a little flyover here. So I'm not sure how well that gold is holding up. It seems to be sort of overstretched a bit in places and looking a little weird. But I still like the coloring. So we'll see how the cells hold and how this gold holds its shape. It doesn't get too wonky and try and run off on me. But there's some gorgeous places in here. So happy with that. Happy with the overall look. So we're going to let this dry and we'll see what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so this was pretty much a fail. I'm going to bring it up so you can see a little better. All the gold sort of disintegrated and went into this ickiness. I mean, there's some pretty parts to it though, especially around the outer edge. So we're going to salvage this by putting a stencil on it. So I have my little buddy here, Mr. Octopus, And I had a spot I liked him in where he didn't cover up all the prettiness. In the center there. Left me some of it. But we're going to sort of stick him here and pick a spot for him. And I'm going to tape that down. And I have Eye Candy Plastic Pink, which is a neon, and Eye Candy Raiko, which is a Colorshift. And I've got my gloss gel. Now, the Raiko doesn't look like much mixed up. It looks sort of gray and yucky, but when it dries, this is going to be a blue, green, purple shift. And then we have, of course, the pink. So we're going to start by taping this down. So this is something you can do if you have a painting, don't like it, play with it. I leave it yucky. So we're just going to take some tape just to hold this stencil in place for me. So we get a little tape on there, and you want to start with just some plain gel, and you're going to seal it down, and what that does is ensures that nothing's going to be underneath the stencil. Namely, we're going to, seal up the stencil so no color goes underneath the stencil where you don't want it. So a nice thin coat that holds the stencil in place, holds everything down. And it doesn't matter if this goes under the stencil while you're putting it on, because it will dry clear and shiny. Now we've got our base coat down. We're just going to clean up the spatula, and then we're just going to start putting that color wherever we want that color. I'm going to start with the pink because most of it's going to be pink. And then I'm just going to put the other stuff around. And it doesn't matter if you go where there isn't holes, because when you peel off the stencil, it will even out the process for you. It's either going to be fantastic or it's going to flop. And since it was a flop anyway, hey, no pain, no gain. All right, so now you want to make sure you get all that tape off carefully without pulling it up at all. right, we're gonna lift this. So you're gonna lift very carefully. Woo, okay. I like him. He's sort of cool. All right, give you a little close up there. All right, we're gonna let that dry and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, we have our final results. This is about 90% dry. So there are some good parts to the painting itself, especially around some of the edges. But I think he just added a little something special to sort of save the fact that it really wasn't an awesome painting. But you know, and I might do some more doodling and stuff on here later. And hold on, let me grab my other light. Let's bring the light over here. All right, let me get this back up so you can see that shift better. When the light catches where the color shift is, you can sometimes see it. I don't know how well you can see it on here. It's hard to catch it in the light, but you can see you're getting that blue and green showing up. It sort of looks muddy at times, and then when the light catches it right, you get either a blue or a green wherever that color shift stuff is. Yeah, see, you can see it there. So that's a really cool feature that he's got that added. See, you can see that color change over there. And that's a fun color change feature. He also has a batch of neon in him. So he also has the fun of shining when you put that black light on him. So I'll show you that in a little bit. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, and subscribe to my channel so you know when I upload more videos. Now this is part of Friday with Friends, so please check the description box for all of the links. Before me, you should have seen Bill with Bill Roberson Art, and Billy is off tonight. So have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, everyone.